Hello and welcome to All the Pies. My name's Si. That's Kev. This is the Wolves preview show. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Married? Married? Married?
I-
Good.
I've got a sore tongue. I've got
Sore
two
tongue.
tongue.
Oh, I thought you were like a Bane. I've got a sore tongue.
I've got a sore tummy. No, I got too excited eating the spam waffle and beans sandwich and bit the front of my tongue, which
Oh,
it really hurt. So I had to finish my sandwich and then think about the pain.
just think how much it would have hurt for that poor pig that got cut up and stuffed inside a tin.
I don't know how much animal actually is in the spam I get. It's not only
Yeah,
is it just spam, it's like a cheap spam.
yeah. Oh, yeah. There'll probably be less than there's in my vegan food. There'll probably be more soya
Yeah.
content in that spam than out. Right, well, this is the Wolves preview show. We're playing Wolves at home on Sunday afternoon in what I am going to call this a must win. We'll discuss whether it is a must win in our chances for top four as we go on. But I just want to touch on some transfer news that seems to have been doing the rounds today. I've seen it in a few places. Apparently, Newcastle are looking at Diego Jota.
Are they? I
Apparently
haven't seen
so.
that. I've had me head and work all day, so I haven't seen any of this. Diego Jota.
Which I would think would be a great signing.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that would
I'd
be a
take Jota.
fantastic option.
Yeah.
Apparently, Liverpool rate him at 60 million. I think that's fair enough. That's a fair enough
How old's
price.
he?
26, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right in this market. I mean, if Isaac's a 65 million pound striker, then I would rate him, around about the same as that.
Let's just check.
So who were the sources on this?
I can't remember, but
Can't
I
remember.
have seen it. I have seen it in a few places. Yeah, he's 26.
26.
26-year-old. Aye.
I mean, it's starting to get to that time of the year where we start getting linked with absolutely everybody, isn't it?
Oh yeah, everybody. We're gonna have to capitalize that on future videos. After start putting the transfer. I know everyone loves the transfer rumor videos. I know
Yeah.
they go down exceptionally well across the Newcastle Facebook community. And I don't give a fuck. I want to get monetized. Just I couldn't care. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Um, no.
Looking at these stats for Liverpool, they're pretty fucking impressive. Like 63 appearances. Obviously, that doesn't say whether it's starter from the bench. Do you know how many goals he's got in 63?
Is this Premier League?
Premier League.
Liverpool.
Well, senior, so it'll be all competitions for Liverpool.
63.
63 star.
20?
24.
Decent.
That is decent,
Decent.
isn't it?
And that's appearances, not starts as well, is it? Because
That's
it's not like he comes off the bench quite a bit, does he?
so he obviously thrives in an attacking team because if you look at him at Wolves, when I always thought he was great at Wolves as well,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought his goal scoring record at Wolves was a lot more prolific than it's been at Liverpool. But actually, he had 67 appearances for Wolves, and he only scored 16 goals. I mean, I say only, not bad. I think
They would have been
Liverpool
creating a lot less chances than Liverpool create as well. Remember?
exactly. So 60 million, I think, fair price. Obviously, it's all paper talk. I'll have to start writing down or screenshotting these sources for when I do future videos.
Other news as well. I was scrolling through Facey B before we came on, and yeah, apparently they've opened up talks with Bruno Guimaraes on a new contract.
New contract. Well, I was going to get on to him as well because he got a bit of stick last week for praising his conversations with Pep, which I thought, I saw nothing in it. But
Did
then
he? I didn't see that. What happened? Like,
yeah, he just said that. I think he said something on the lines of Pep said that he said that Pep was one of the best managers in the world, which I mean it's true.
yeah. So what he said
People
that
were like,
same thing that everybody else says.
yeah, but then he pretty much pledged his future at Newcastle in as many words.
Well,
should
he
really
will.
have all this to hand.
Maybe he's what he said's maybe he's been the catalyst for these conversations he's having over his new contract now. So
Yeah,
if it was that, then he's played a blinder. So
definitely. Well,
um,
I think he knows. I think he was told when he was bought that he was going to be the player that the team would be built around, molded around, and that's definitely been the case so far. Is it 0 wins we've had without him in the team? Oh, there's
something like
very
that, yeah.
few. There was a stat come up the other day. I will start writing these down, and we'll have to get more professional. But it was very few we've won without Bruno in the team.
I
And again,
mean,
only 25.
yeah, that's it. And I'm sure this new contract, if and when it does get signed, will have a bumper buyout clause. Because I
I'd
know
imagine.
Real Madrid's been sniffing about, haven't they? And
But yeah,
if they're going to renew his contract, I imagine they'll have a pretty hefty buyout clause now.
yeah, and I imagine his wage will go to the highest in the team if he's not already. I don't think he is
Probably.
already. I think Trippier was the top. Um,
Is he?
but I think Bruno's wage will obviously go at the top. I know there was a talk about new deal for Pope raising to 100 grand a week, which I think is absolutely fair in this climate. I think 100 grand a week for Pope's absolutely fine with what
It's
Nick Pope's offered with.
Exactly. I mean, it's just under what we earn per week, isn't it, Simon?
Mhm,
So if
mhm.
we earn that, I think Pope deserves that as well.
Yeah, I mean, look behind us. I pay me servants and that to clean up with my 100 grand. They've left all my
Uh,
stuff here for weeks and weeks. Looks like I
I'd,
live in a
I'd,
tramp's house, but
I use mine for spam and other
yeah, yeah.
processed goods.
So I know how to get you this from spam.
Mhm.
Other than that, has there been any more Newcastle news you can think of? Popped
I
off?
did see a little something that they're sending out scouts around Europe and South America to try and bolster the academy,
Yeah,
which seems the right thing to do.
yeah,
It looks like Newcastle are really going to concentrate on the academy and trying to get. I mean, they've said it a few times themselves, haven't they? That they see the academy is a really important thing. So
yeah.
making all the right noises there. And what was it? Yeah, did you see the news about PIF and the consortium wanting to take the same model that Man City have of becoming like multi-club owners and having like
Right.
sort of feeder clubs to go along. I mean, Man City do that at the moment, don't they? They've got like clubs in America. They've got clubs. I think they've got them in a couple in Europe as well, and possibly Australia. So
I think
yeah,
that was
basically,
mentioned a while back. Yeah, is it similar like the Red Bull teams?
yeah, similar that sort of thing. But I think obviously with Newcastle being the sort of crown, jewel in the crown, so to speak. I know Man City use these teams for like loaning out younger players and sort of using them as feeder clubs to themselves. And I think it's a model that more and more rich owners are sort of going to take, where if they've got money to burn, so to speak, it can help sort of build up their portfolio of teams. But they've
Yeah.
normally got like the big dog, so to speak, which would still be Newcastle. So I don't think it's a case of worrying, oh no, PAF want to buy other clubs. I know there was a bit of a feeling about that when they were supposedly interested in Inter Milan,
Hmm.
but I think it's more a model that Man City take, and just trying to find almost like sister clubs, so the same owners and sort of using them for loans and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to buy Newcastle in Australia, haven't they? If they're going to do that.
Hmm.
That would that would be
Well,
great if you own two Newcastles.
speaking of like the scouts out there, that's going to have to be the way forward of buying every young talent that we can. Do you know what I mean? Because if we are going to follow uh, FFP, which it seems like everything the owners have said, we are going to be ardently playing by the rules of FFP. We're
Have to.
still yet to know what happens with Man City for their, what was it, 98 breaches or whatever. That'll probably take years to come out. But it seems like they are going to follow FFP to the letter. Obviously, we had, and I'm not getting into the political side of the ownership of Newcastle because I'm a bloke from North Shields, and my political viewpoints on that I don't know enough. So I don't want to get into that, but all that's been dragged out again the last couple of weeks. So it looks like they're going to really keep their noses clean when it comes to the Premier League involvement.
There's been a bit of a switch around in the board as well, hasn't it? A couple of new directors and a couple out, and I think that's just it's not really going to have any effect on the way the club's ran or anything like that. I would imagine it's just members of the PIF doing the old switcheroo. Who knows what sort of the reasoning behind it or anything like that. But I can't imagine it's going to make a big difference on sort of what they see as the project or anything like that. It's probably just names on a piece of paper, to be honest.
Well, it's because one of our chairman was a sitting member of the Saudi
Parliament.
royal family of Parliament or something, and apparently that was already known about, and that wasn't new news.
I can't imagine the Premier League wouldn't have checked stuff like that when they were putting the deal through. So maybe he's erring on the side of caution in anyways. Obviously, everything coming out with Man City, I think there's a lot of teams probably looking at that. I don't know how Everton have went unscathed. I know they sort of got themselves through that sort of loophole of COVID, didn't they? But I know they massively overspent, didn't they? And that seems to have disappeared. Just went.
Yeah, but like I say, I'm not going to put myself in the conversation on the political side of it because I don't know enough. It would come across ignorant, whatever thoughts are spewed on it. They would probably be ill-informed. So
we'll talk about the football. We'll talk about the football.
Because that's what we're interested in. That's what I've always been interested in. So Wolves on Sunday. Is it a must-win game? Bearing in mind we've got Forest straight after, 2 on paper winnable games. Is it a must-win game if we want to be in the top 4 race? Bearing in mind, top 4 is still completely in our hands as it stands, with the game in hands we have on Spurs and the one game in hand we have on Liverpool. Top 4 is in our control at the moment. So is this a must-win game?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would probably say so. Realistically, if you want to be in that top 4, if you don't win against Wolves
at
home, I mean, you're really going to start struggling then. Yeah, you've still got Forest away after that, but then, these are the games you should be winning if you want to be in the top 4. When you look at the table, I mean, 3 points puts us on to 44, which puts us into 5th position behind Tottenham on 45 with what will be then a game in hand. So it is a must win for me. I think it's not just a must win for the top 4. I think it's a must win for the confidence of the team. For to get out of this rot, and it's a must win for this channel, so we can actually do a review where we've won a game.
Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? We haven't done one yet, have we? A winning review? No.
We've brought a curse with us. It seems, Simon.
Yeah.
It's all our fault.
Wolves are having a funny old season. You've got their last few fixtures up, have you not?
I've got the sort of current form, and I can go by memory of what the games were. So the last 5 games, they've won 2, lost 2, drew 1. So you can't get any more middle of the park than that, really, can you?
Yeah.
But I mean,
I know they got the last game, they beat Spurs 1-0, and then before that they got beat off Liverpool. And I can't remember in between, but I remember at the start of February they beat Liverpool 3-0. So
didn't they get beat off Bournemouth?
Yeah, they got beat off Bournemouth as well. Yeah, so they've beat Spurs and beat Liverpool in the last 5 weeks, but they've also been beaten off Liverpool. So not an easy game by any means.
They seem to perform well against the better teams.
Yeah.
Or make it difficult at least. They really make it difficult, and they are difficult. They're not going to be a brush over, and this is why I really had to think about it, about it being a must win. It's not like you're playing a team sitting rock bottom. And when you look at some of the individual players they've got some pretty tasty players in there as well, and they're
Keeper,
going to be.
Saw's a good, tremendous keeper.
I mean, I know Costa picked up an injury. He came off after 20 odd minutes the other day. So actually, who
Kilman's been
was it?
good for them in defence this season.
So I mean, their last team, how they lined up. They lined up. They had Saw. Then there was Semedo, Dawson, Kilman, and Johnny. In the centre, they had Lamina, Neves, Nunes, Sarabia, and Neto, with Costa up front. Now, like I say, Costa came off after 28 minutes, and Jimenez
Yeah.
came on. And the winner came from the wall himself, the brick man himself.
Yeah.
Adama Traore.
Traore, the hunk.
They,
On paper,
sexy beast.
they should be higher than where they are. It just seems like all teams who are in and around from just above relegation upwards to Europe are all having cracking seasons. Wolves, you would think, would be higher up in the league than where they are with that team.
Yeah, and I mean, they're by no means out of the relegation battle, so they'll be saying, there'll be somebody on a channel similar to ours who are Wolves fans saying, is this a must-win game on Sunday for us as well? So they're going to be coming to St James's Park, first of all, buoyant off the win against Tottenham Hotspur, and looking for back-to-back wins. If they get the win, that puts them on 30 points, and then all of a sudden you're looking at it and going, "Oh, actually, we only need 3 more wins and we're safe."
Yeah.
So, not too dissimilar to the position we found ourselves in a little bit later on in the season, last season, where you're sort of ticking off the points. But as it stands at the moment, they'll still see themselves in a relegation scrap. So they'll be looking at this game and seeing it as a possibility to maybe just pick up a point or 3.
Yeah. Well, if we look at the form between the two, the last 10 games, in all competitions, we have won 2, lost 2, and drawn 6.
All 1-1, weren't they?
Well, I was about to say, all the draws were 1-1. Both of our wins were 1-0. Both of our losses were 2-1. I like that's a quite balanced and equal and very.
Yeah, I mean, it tells you that this game's probably got draw written all over it, especially considering our last 3 games have been draws in the Premier League. 2 losses, 3 draws. Sorry,
Man City got.
Well, last two were defeats. 3 before that were draws.
Liverpool, yeah.
3 before that were draws. But we can't afford another game without scoring.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but we can't. It's becoming a little bit ridiculous. I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
And it's not for lack of creation, is it? It's not for lack of creation.
That's the point. The chances are there. The chances have been on a plate a lot of the time as well.
And we'll create chances against Wolves. There's no 2 ways about that. There's absolutely no 2 ways that will create chances, which sort of leads into the perfect question: who's going to be? Well, not so much the lineup. Let's break it down and just the question on everybody's lips is: is it going to be Isaac or is it going to be Wilson?
For me, it has to be Isaac. Just has to be.
You're going to expand a bit?
We're paid 60-odd million for him. He's got the second highest XG in the Premier League for games played other than Haaland. We paid 60-odd million for him. Wilson seems out of confidence and can't seem to finish. And we paid 60-odd million for him. He can't just be sat
how
on
much
the
did we pay
bench.
for him?
60-odd million, I believe. He can't just be sat on the bench. Every time he's come on, he's looked a threat. He's looked dangerous. Yeah, he could do with a bit more beef on his bones and being a bit sturdier, but he looks like the real deal to me. Yeah, that's my opinion on.
Well, I'm of the same opinion. I think Isaac has to start firstly because when he has came on, he has made an impact, and you've seen an instant change in the team, right? So that's enough for me to say, right, that deserves a start. Coupled with the fact that Wilson's just in awful form. Now, there could be an argument of, well, actually, this could be the ideal game for him to try and pick up a bit of his form back. Yeah, that's true. But how many chances are you going to get when you've got a man there who's playing really, really well?
Yeah,
And cost how much, Simon?
60-odd million.
60 odd million. That's how much he costs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely in agreement that Isaac should start. And you know what it is? I think Isaac's going to be really good. I think he's going to be like really, really good. I was listening to a podcast today. The name of it escapes us now, but it's based in America, and just some Toon fans in America, and they were talking about, like, they'd been speaking to some people, and they thought that, he was not a flop. I'm not going to say a flop, but a bit disappointing, Isaac. And they said something that I had been thinking myself. They were like, well, hang on a second, like, he hasn't played many games. He had a massive
Yeah.
injury. He hasn't played many games in the Premier League, and when he's coming on, he's not looking out of place. He's not sticking out with any bad performances or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And when when you look at some of the players that we've signed in recent times that have just sort of came in and started playing games and looked good straight away, you've got Kieran Trippier. Another man, Bruno Guimaraes, as soon as he started playing, he didn't look
Mm-hmm.
out of place. And if he can fit those two molds and start playing more games, I think he will be at that level as well. I think the best is definitely to come from Isaac, and it's time to start giving him first team football.
Yeah. For me, he has to start. I mean, he came on the other day and he put it on a plate straight away for Joe Linton, which neatly brings it on to the fact that Joe Linton is now serving a 2-match suspension.
Uh-huh.
So in the middle of the park, I'd go for, well, I can't think of any of that choices other than Bruno, Longstaff, and Willock. They would be the three in the centre of the park. Can you think of any other choices?
Oh, it's all right. Come in. Say hello.
A child. Hi,
this, is,
Lonnie.
this is my child, Alana. Say hello to the world.
Tell them to like and subscribe.
Tell them to like and subscribe.
You can't hear
Right,
it because you've got the headset on.
Hang on. Do you want to say like and subscribe when I give you the headset? Go on.
Like and subscribe.
Cool. Right. Shut off.
There you go. Right. 2 seconds. She wants a charger. There you go. Shut the door. Skedaddle.
So yeah,
Right.
we've got
Where were
them three in the centre of the park. Then I would have same as I picked the other day. What?
Sorry to stop you. Is this what you would have, or is this what you think? Let's do it both ways. So let's go through again. We played this game the other day.
Yeah.
You're the manager of Newcastle.
This
Firstly,
is
go
what I
through the
would have.
team
Yeah.
you would pick, and then maybe
Yeah.
it's the team that you think will get picked.
Right. So I would pick Isak up front.
Mhm.
I would have ASM.
Mhm.
And on the other wing, in his unfavoured position, I would have Gordon. I would give Miggy rest.
Mhm.
I would have the three I've just said: Bruno, Longstaff, Willock.
Mhm.
Moving the back four, I would bring Shaw back in, even though I thought Lascelles done a cracking job. I have no complaints about the job he did. I would bring Shaw back in, and I would also bring Target in that left back position, and Pope in goal.
And is Shaw going to be? Is he looking to be fit now? Is he?
Apparently, so it's just a slight concussion. Yeah.
Concussion.
So that is a
Right.
team I would have. However, I don't think it will be that team. I think it will be Pope. I think it will be Byrne, Botman, Lascelles, and Trippier. I think Lascelles will keep his place because he was, in my opinion, he was the player of the game. I think he'll keep his place.
For us, yeah, for us.
Yeah, I think he will do Willock, Bruno, and Longstaff in the middle. Don't think there's any other option really. Then I think he'll have Miggy on one side, ASM on the other, and I think he'll go with Wilson again. That's what I think he will pick.
Well, I'll go from my team, what I would do if I was the manager. And bear in mind, I'm not a manager for good reason. But I see it as a chance of maybe changing it up a little bit, which I don't think he's going to do. But, if somebody said, right, Kev, go on, you can pick the team, you can pick the shape, I would go with Pope and goal. I'll have Trippier right back. I'll have Sean Botman, given Shaw's ready to come back. And I would also have Target at left back. I'd give Dan Burn a little bit of a rest. And I hate to say it, but yeah, he's not really given much going forward, Dan Burn. He's found himself a bit lacking. And I would actually go a 4-2-3-1.
Right.
So I'd go Bruno alongside Longstaff in the centre, and then I'd go for a 3 of Gordon on the left, Almiron on the right, and I'd play Maxi more of around about a number 10 role.
Right.
Isaac up front.
No, I think at the top. Right.
Aye, so that would be mine. It's not going to happen, and like I say, I'm probably not manager for a reason. But there's just something that excites us about the idea of Wolves having to put up with an attacking four prong of Maxi, Almiron, and Gordon and Isaac. I think they'd have a lot to think about, and maybe it's a bit too much to think about. Would it leave you a little bit more vulnerable towards the back? Yeah, probably would. But going back to the old Keegan days, if they score 3, we'll score 4. What we need to do is score 1. We need to score 1, and I think that would give us a good chance. However, what I think
down to earth, what do you think you'll go with?
Very similar to yours, actually. I think you'll go Pope and goal. I think you'll stick with the same back 4 as the other day.
Lascelles.
With Lascelles. I think you will stick with Lascelles because I think he clearly really likes Lascelles. He clearly really likes him. He kept him the club captain, even though there was a chance he might be playing. So I could be wrong on that. He may bring Shaw back into it. That's probably the question mark. But yeah, I think I'm siding on the side of Lascelles. And if he has a good game, then fair enough, do it. I think he'll go for Willock with Longstaff and Bruno. And I think you'll go for the same 3 as you. I think you'll go Maxi on the left. Well, actually, no, I don't. I think you might go for Gordon on the left with Almiron on the right and Wilson up front.
Maxi on the bench.
That's what I think. That's how I think the team will be.
It's just annoying because the last 2 teams when we played previously, Maxi scored blinders against both City and Wolves.
Look,
not that means anything in the grand scheme of things, but
I could be wrong. I think in Eddie Howe's eyes, there's probably not much between the two. He'd be happy to start either or. What you get from Gordon is a bit more tracking back, a bit more defensive duty, given more support as sort of to Burn, which you don't get from Maxi. But will he necessarily need that on Sunday? Should you be looking at it a little bit more attacking wise and saying let's get at them? So I guess the only 2 real question marks for me are that left hand side and the centre back position. I'm fairly confident the rest will be as we said.
Yeah. Well, I hope he does just go and plays Isaac up front. And I like Gordon. I think Gordon will give a lot to the club in the future. Obviously, he didn't shine on his full debut last week. It was against City. It was away, but I'm a Maxi maximalist. I'm a fan of Maxi, and I would like to see him on that is the team I would go for.
Look, I think 90%. I think 90% of the fan base is there's a small percentage who get frustrated by him, and I get why. But that's what Mavericks do. Look at the Mavericks we've had in the team over the past and how exciting they've been, but also how frustrating they've been. Ginola, Ben Arthur, you've got Tino Asprilla. I mean, some of these sort of Maverick type players, they don't do, they do get it wrong sometimes, and sometimes you're like, oh, why didn't you pass the ball, or why are you being greedy? But by God, they're exciting to watch.
But he seems to have now he does pass the ball, and he doesn't seem to have that same spark of when he was the only player of real merit on the team. I don't know. I've still got confidence it's the best still to come from Maxi, and that he will be a huge part of the team for the next year or two.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right, because I'm a massive fan of Maxi, and especially when he was the player in the team. I mean, I know we've got quite a few good players now. Like, he used to have us off the seat, and I want to see more of that. And that probably that 10% of the fans that do find him frustrating because he doesn't pass the ball are getting in the way now. And I bet you, if you turn around and said, actually, do you want it the other way, where he doesn't pass the ball and he's running into the box and stuff like that, they'd change their mind, because that's the type of player he is. I mean, what made him really dangerous is that I don't believe he knew what he was going to do himself. So if you're a defender and this player doesn't know what he's going to do himself, how can you possibly predict what he's going to do with the ball?
Yeah. Well, but anyhow, said it in a press conference a few weeks ago that he thinks ASM's the best dribbler in the league. So
probably one of them.
He obviously still rates him a lot. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, how can you
not? We'll move on to the final task, which is score predictions. I'm going to book the trend of the results as I read out against Wolves, and I'm going to go 1-0. And I'm going to go Maxi to score it.
I'm going to go 2-0. And I'm going to go with centre forward's going to get a goal in this game, whether it's Isaac or whether it's Callum Wilson. With centre forward's going to get a goal. As per, I'm going to go with Miggy, just because he's got 10 this season, and he's going to get another one again soon. So I'm going to go with Miggy in one of either Wilson or Isaac, whoever starts.
Excellent. Good stuff. Well, we'll come back with the match review Monday. Monday we'll be back with a match review. As always, we'll be at the match on Sunday. We sit in the Leazes end, just behind the goal. So if anyone wants to come up and say hello, feel free to go and say hello to Kev. Just leave me alone. I'm not a people person.
As long as I've got
go talk to Kev. He'll chat with you for a while. I'll go all right, and I'll probably walk off. But yeah, feel free to come up and speak to Kev. As always, please like the video if you've liked it. If you thought it's decent, like it. Subscribe if you haven't already. The statistics are people are coming back and watching the video, but not hitting that little subscribe button. It's free, man. It costs out. Nishki, just press subscribe, press the bell, share it around with your mates. More importantly, though, get your score predictions down in the comments. The first person to correctly predict the score and the scorers on any of these videos, I will send you a prize. I promise. It'll be something decent. I will send you a decent prize. Maybe I've got a football shirt.
Actually, no, I can't give that away.
Maybe I've got a retro football shirt somewhere that doesn't fit my fat frame anymore. The first person to predict the score and the scorers correctly, I will send you a prize.
Also, any ideas of what people want to see from the videos, pop them in there. I know we've got a couple of ideas in the pipeline that hopefully we'll bring along soon, something a little bit different. But anything you want to see from videos as well, just pop them in the comments, and we'll see if we can sort of throw it together.
Or even if you want to follow us on socials, Twitter and that, and start an argument with us, feel free. You know what I mean? I'll happily argue with you. I'm not bothered. I'm not gonna block you. I'll have an argument with you. I like a bit of frisk. I just want engagement. I don't care what it is, positive, negative. Just engage. I just want your attention. Right. We'll be back on Monday with the match review. See you all then. Say bye, Kevin.
Come on.